Good morning, Wednesday, Valentine's Day. I've got quite a day planned today. I've got 2 out-of-key vehicles in Caney, Kansas, and then we're going to drive over to Sedan. I've got 3 vehicles in Sedan that are all keys lost. There was a house fire. Keys were in the fire. Then we're going to make our way back to Independence. I've got an all keys lost on a Dodge Ram. And then if I have time, I've got a filing cabinet to pick open at a police department. Probably won't be able to film that one. And then I've got another out-of-key back at the shop this evening. Thought I'd take you along, kind of show you what our typical day looks like. We'll see where we go with this. All right, we made it to our first one here. It's a 2010 Dodge Ram. We got the new key here. We're gonna see if we can get it added. Put the new key in. Learning is successful. Do we want to do the next one? No. Let's see if we can get her to start here. She runs. I'm going to check the remote, cut the emergency key. We'll move on to the next one. Well, after we ran the credit card and everything, she decided to get a second. So there's our 2 fobs. Now on to the next one. Alright, 04 Chevy pickup. Just needing a spare key. Works really good one way. The other way, you gotta hold your tongue just right, shake it just right. We're gonna decode it, cut it back to factory original, see if we can fix that problem. Alright, we got the key here. I've decoded it there. And it's fixing the cut here. We'll try it out here in a second. Alright, we got a cut here. Turns like a brand new one because it is brand new, cut back to factory specs. If you've got a Chevy with a wiggle wiggle type key, let me know, we can fix that problem. Alright, we got our keys cut and tested. I'm going to run in here and see if I can sell them remotes to go with it. I'll be back with you shortly. We're back on the road. I was able to make the upsell on the remote. However, the programming procedure on an 04 Chevy pickup to program the remote involves the unlock button on the driver's side door. And the unlock button on this particular truck did not work, so I couldn't get the remote to program. Therefore, I didn't get to make the sale. But headed down the road, headed to the next 3 are all in the same location. So we'll see you when we get there. Alright, we made it here. Started with the little Ford. I did not have a leashy for the door. So I ended up getting on the computer and typing in the VIN number and purchasing the key code from Ford. We put that into the machine here and cut it. And it did work in the door and the ignition. So that one was done. And then I went on to the 2010 HHR. I took the B111 leashy. Leashied the door. She was standing right there, so I was unable to film. I didn't want to make her uncomfortable. But anyway, the leash, these numbers here, which is not all of the cuts, but that leaves me with these 2 possible codes. So I'm fixing to cut those and see which one of those work. Alright, I'm back at the car here. To my amazement, the first key worked. So I went ahead and cut a transponder key. And now we're going to start the programming process. And I'll be back in 12 minutes. It looks like my voltage is low, so I'm going to go ahead and hook up a jump pack. So I'll be back with you after the 12. Alright, our 12 minutes is just about up here. This is a 10 HHR, if I didn't say before. Switch ignition on and off with all keys. On, off. Okay. We're gonna come back on. See if our security light goes out here. It did. Do you want to start programming the remote? Yes. Ignition is on. Yes. Lock and unlock. And I heard it beep there. So hopefully she's programmed. We'll let it time out here and then we'll test everything. Alright, we got a transponder key here and a remote. You can see right there. Lock. Unlock. We'll go in here. Put the key in. She started. A little rough, but she started. We'll move on to the motorhome over there. Alright, this guy was locked up with just a quick set deadbolt. I used the leashy to get into it. We're probably going to take it apart and rekey it so that at least she's got a key. And then we'll see where we go on the inside of this guy as far as making an ignition key. Alrighty, of course I got everything in the way in here, but so I didn't set up a tripod to film. Let's see if I can get that to focus. There you go. So once again, I used the leashy pick, this time the H51. I do have the ignition turned, steering wheel unlocked. I'm going to try to decode this and then cut a key, see if we can get a working ignition key. Alright, moment of truth. I got the key cut here. And it does work. Of course, battery's dead. I don't even know if it runs or not, but we have a working ignition key. So I'm going to rekey this deadbolt and let them access it that way. I don't know that they're wanting to make the actual door keys, or at least not at this time. So I'm going to get that done and go from there. I got that deadbolt rekeyed on the camper. Now we're back on the road. We're headed to a 2001 Dodge Ram, all keys lost. Well, I was just leaving the 2001 Dodge Ram. I didn't film there. The customers were right there asking questions, but it's just more of the same. At least see the door, decode the key, type it in the computer, make a key. It fit on the first try. No programming on a 2001. So now I am headed to the police department to see if I can pick open a filing cabinet. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to film there either, but if I can, we will. Alrighty, here we are. It was just a Hahn filing cabinet lock. It picked right open. So now we're headed on. Alrighty, we're back to the shop here. I don't know if you can read that or not, but we've covered 116.5 miles. It's 2 o'clock. I've got a couple people coming yet today. One to make a key for a display case, and then a vehicle to program keys. I believe they have their own keys. They're just coming for me to cut them and program them. So we'll see where that goes. Alrighty, we got the little display case door, and I found a key that fits the hole. Of course, it's not cut yet. So the plan is take the little retaining screw out of there, pull the lock out, take it apart, and then make the key fit. So I'll get it apart here and then I'll get back with you. So there's a little retaining screw and a spring and the E-clip off the back of this. I'm going to put the key in to keep the tumblers from flying out, but it should. Ooh, one-handed here. That should come off of there. And then, if I can find my camera lens, get it to focus. With a blank key in, see the tumbler sticking up there, right there by this finger. I just measure how far those are sticking up, cut that deep of a groove into the key, and it should work from there. I'm going to do some measuring here, and then I'll get back with you when it's time to cut it. All right, it's math, and nobody likes math. I get that. But 253 thousandths is how thick the key is. 40, 65, 40, 65, and 40 is how far the tumblers were sticking up. So if you subtract those two numbers, you get these depths that the key needs to be cut to. I looked up the lock company. I'll probably put a screenshot right here. And it tells me how deep the cuts are that they use, which turns into a cut 34343. I'm going to throw it in the machine, cut it, see if it works. Alrighty, it's in the machine. We'll let it do its thing, get it cut, see if it works. Alrighty, we got the key out of the machine, and it worked, but it was real rough. I had to take a file and file this last cut down just a little bit. I mean, like 4 or 5 strokes is all. And now everything's buttery smooth. So we're going to put this back together, put the little screw and the spring back in, and make him some copies and call him to come pick it up. I think that's going to be it for today. The guy with the Silverado, the one I was waiting on, that had his own key, he came in, and we did basically the exact same thing as I did on the 04 Silverado this morning. So Valentine's Day, I think I'm going to call it a day. Thanks for watching, guys.